A very warm welcome to our weekly news magazine program, Bhutan This Week. I am Pemal Hadan. Our top stories this week: His Majesty the King installed Sacho Bumtar at the Wangdi Phodrang Zong, where the Utse and the Kundre of the Zong will be built. Druk Nyamrup Thokpa says introducing electric cars will further widen the gap between the rich and the poor. And the Bhutan Kinyam Party says the government needs to reconstitute a third pay commission to relook into the recent pay revision. His Majesty the King installed Sacho Bumtar at the Wangdi Phodrang Zong, where the Utse and the Kundre of the Zong will be built. The installation of Sacho Bumtar signifies re-sanctification of a site and restores blessing to it. The reconstruction of the Wangdi Phodrang Zong began in January this year. Upon the command of His Majesty the King, the Zong will be built to its former architectural magnificence while incorporating modern technology to make the structure more resilient. The Lamnetin of the Wangdi Phodrang Rabde offered Yangbum to His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsin for their long life. The Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, government officials and members of the Wangdi Phodrang Zong Reconstruction Committee attended the ceremony. Meanwhile, His Majesty the King also granted an audience to the participants of the second Scout Leadership Training Program. Druk Nyamrup Thokpa in a news release says electric cars are expensive and of less utility value to the general public and beyond the rich or poor and middle-class people. The party therefore says that such initiative would hurt middle-class people the most who have plans to buy their first car. It also says that the country is going through difficult times in terms of economy and unemployment, so whatever limited resources the country have must be channeled to serve the people. The party says the focus should be more on equity, economy, education and employment, which matter to the people, especially the vast majority of the poor and middle-class people. Meanwhile, the DNT spokesperson in recent Dawai Kudrin program on BBS said that vehicle and fuel tax and electric car business will further widen the gap between rich and poor.
Nyamrup's views on the tax revision.
This is something that is really close to Nyamrup's heart. We have always been saying that whatever policies and laws passed by the government must be in the interest of the people. And here is one example where it is not going to benefit the people who need it the most, those at the lower rungs, those in the farms, those who are operating small businesses, those who are trying to buy their first car. By raising the taxes for the vehicles, people who need their first car the most, people who have saved their money in the banks, families that have looked forward to owning that small car, a family car. These days, it has become very difficult to go without a car. And the government, by raising the taxes, has deprived those at the lowest rung to purchase and own a car. The car that they can purchase and they can afford, taxes have been raised. And the car that they cannot afford, the electric cars, there is no tax. This is a prime example of how the gap between the rich and poor will increase. Because these are policies that benefit the rich more. The poor have no opportunity. Now they have raised the other tax that they have raised is on the fuel. 5% tax is being added. This will further lead to increase in commodities because it depends on transportation. And because the fuel is increased, transportation costs is going to go up and prices of essentials are going to go up. At the end, the people in the middle and lower rungs are the most affected by these adversely. This is our concern, that whatever legislations and laws are passed must be done in the interest to close this gap. Those who are well off are well off. If they climb higher, it's good. But we must not forget those who are left behind. The policies and legislations must ensure that they are pulled up, especially at this time of our economic situation. The country is going through a very bad economic situation.
The spokesperson also said that elected representatives are being self-centered and setting bad examples. DNT says it is disheartening to see elected representatives put their interest before the interest of the country and its people.
Raising the salary, it is timely. But what we are not happy is that parties who have promised the people to raise salaries for civil servants ultimately use this excuse to raise their own salaries disproportionately to those who are at the lower rungs. And this is what has dismayed us. But more than that, more importantly than that, for Nyamru Tsopa, what worries us most is that people have stopped trusting and losing confidence in our members of parliament and on democracy. And this is what we fear the most. The valuable gift of democracy given to us by their majesties, the kings. In a short span of 6 years, people are already losing faith that MPs are only there for their own self-interest. And His Majesty has repeatedly told the Parliament that they must work on behalf of the people.
Yes.
But we have repeatedly seen, right from the first Parliament to the second Parliament, that MPs have done nothing but deliberate on their top tongues and their salaries. And this time also they have used this as an excuse to raise their own salaries disproportionately.
Also in the program, the DNT spokesperson said that the doors are closed for those 7 candidates as DNT candidates in 2018 election. The spokesperson said they left for PDP on their own.
There are few who are still confused about what will happen now that the 7 candidates joined PDP.
Yes.
That's the main reason why they're saying we are together. But we must remember that Chirwang candidates also joined Bhutan This. And this, as I said, it's all by the law. However, as far as Nyamrup is concerned, when after the primary round, DNT was approached by both the winning parties,
Yes.
requesting for candidates to join them. And therefore, the party, as per the Election Act, never made any decisions, but we asked them to talk directly to the candidates. And the candidates, on their own free will, made a decision on whatever basis, in the interest of the country, or because this was their last opportunity, or because of the people requesting them to join. For some who had overwhelmingly won the primary round, the people requested them to continue. So for whatever reasons, they joined. And at that time, our party, Nyamru Tsopa, we cannot force anyone to stay. And therefore, they made a free will, a choice to join one of the parties.
Yes.
There were others who decided not to join also.
Yes.
But now that they have gone, whether they will come back or not, and whether the party will accept or not, that power and authority lies with Nyamru Tsopa. And today I would like to take the opportunity to inform all the people in the 20 Dzongkhaks and our 205 Gewuks, as well as civil servants and armies and business people and contractors, because this talk has been going on and people are confused and have been asking these questions. And once and for all, I would like to clarify it. And today, I'm not speaking as Dr. Tandila. I'm speaking on behalf as a spokesperson for Nyamru Tsopa, and therefore we'd like to make an announcement that coming 2018, the candidates that have left will not be accepted back into the party.
Bhutan Kingdom Party says that the rationale behind the government's decision to impose fuel tax has very little basis. BKP expressed misgivings about the vehicle tax as well. Speaking at a press conference on Saturday, BKP's President Sonam Topki said the objectives for imposing fuel and vehicle taxes may be noble, but said it is far removed from the reality.
Why are we paying such a high fuel tax? More based on cylindrical capacity, CC capacity. One, will it reduce traffic congestion? Will it reduce traffic congestion? We need to look at the data. We cannot just say congestion is happening, we need to reduce imports and lessen. We need data. Will it reduce import of fossil fuel? With such measures, we need data. Will it correct current account deficits? Balance of payments, we need to look at data. Will it correct Indian rupee deficits and foreign exchange reserves? We need to look at data.
Bhutan Kingdom Party said such taxation policy will not only deprive ordinary citizens of their own rights to own a car, which is now a necessity.
If the issue is pollution, pollution comes from big trucks, not from Santro and Alto. They come from trucks, big 10-wheeler, 12-wheeler, tipper trucks, all those, trailer trucks. It doesn't come from Alto and Santro and I-10. Among the petrol and diesel, 74% in terms of the value, neutron value, is diesel imports. 81% of the volume is diesel imports. Out of 100%, 81% is diesel. You only have how much? 19% petrol in terms of volume. So why are we barking on the wrong tree or barking at the wrong tree? When the pollution comes from trucks, why do we tax small cars?
On the import of second-hand electric vehicles, BKP said it contradicts the government's environment conservation policies.
To make things worse, why do we have second-hand e-cars? They're bound to have pollution in terms of the battery panel. The battery panel is a huge component of the main car. To be replaced every 3 years, I don't know. Could see possible e-waste in Bhutan. Further, the customer is not confident at all when there is no blueprint, at least in the public domain, in terms of charging stations, in terms of after-sale services, So we see these policies quite incoherent.
A festival to uplift the economy of the local communities, a festival to encourage capacity building, the third summer festival has garnered hundreds of people from different villages in Ha to display the local flora and fauna and show off their traditional cuisine, among others. The two-day festival was opened by the Prime Minister.
The festival is a lively and uplifting celebration of the Bhutanese culture with a display of the nomadic lifestyle, the local flora and fauna, and the unique traditional cuisine, among others. Speaking at the launch, the Prime Minister said it is one of the top priorities of the government to make Bhutan a self-sufficient country. Lenchen said the government is working to tap the tourism potential areas in the country towards tapping the tourism potential, including Ha. The tourism industry, Lenchen said, has not only brought in revenue to country but has also created job opportunities. The festival is also part of initiatives to uplift the economy of the local communities through capacity building of the local communities. The festival is organized by the Tourism Council in collaboration with the Ha Dzongkhag and the Bhutan Olympic Committee. Compiled for Kamasring, Pamasuki for PBS News.
To encourage women participation in football, a camp with the theme Leave Your Goals was held in the capital. The opening of the camp was graced by His Royal Highness Prince Jigel Ugen Wangchuk.
Apart from girls in Thimphu, a total of 132 girls from 6 other Dzongkhags are taking part in the camp. All participants are between 6 to 14 years. The president of Bhutan Football Federation, Ugen Sechep Doji, spoke on the theme of the camp.
The theme is Live Your Goal campaign. So it's to give the opportunity to rural children to come to, first of all, Thimphu and to play on the artificial turf, and to let them experience football and enjoy football. And through that, when you say if you have a goal in life, and if your goal is football, and right now if your goal is football, but yet you play in these rough grounds, small grounds, unstable grounds, your interest may die out. So it's to give them an opportunity, to tell them that there is a possibility, there is an opportunity.
The Federation says this is an initiative to invite and engage as many girls as possible.
In Bhutan Football Federation, we still don't find enough women wanting to play football as they get older. As children, all of them love football. I mean, you can see it from the number of children that have turned up. And within the next 1 week, you'll have over 700 young girls below the age of 14 turning up to participate in this campaign. But once they get older, then they shy away from the sport. They feel that there's no potential, there's no real way to live a life through sports. So we want to change that.
The camp is first of its kind, organized by Bhutan Football Federation with funds from FIFA, and it is not going to be the last of its kind, as the Federation plans to organize similar camps henceforth.
We're starting this year. This is the first year that FIFA has actually initiated such a campaign, and we're going to see the success. In fact, we're making a movie of this entire campaign, and once the movie is made, we're going to send it off to FIFA to show them that it has been a huge success. And through the video and through the success of the program, then we're hopeful that from next year FIFA will actually expand the program and promote it further.
The camp ends next Thursday. Sharab Sangmo for BBS News.
For being located on borders, the Bhutan Narcotic Control Agency's drop-in center in Phinseling stays as busy as the town. According to the center, many substance abusers and alcoholic dependents come to seek help from the center. However, with the limited staff and space, keeping up with the increasing number of clients has become a challenge for the center.
On an average, 8 to 10 people visit the center every day. While most are recovering addicts, some of them also come to seek information.
Substance abuse is the most common problem you come across here in Phinseling. Most of the visitors are youth, because being in bordering town, substances are easily available across the border. But when it comes to alcohol, it's mostly adults aged above 25.
Ranging from 25 to
This 19-year-old youth has drug addiction problem and is at the center to get help. Since this is his first time, the peer counselor of the center spends almost an hour talking to him. However, it is not always that he gets this much time to spend with a client. With most clients coming in towards the evening, it is difficult to handle even with 3 peer counselors.
Presently,
Presently, we have 3 peer counselors at the center. We have to work as outreach workers as well as counselors. We also have to organize programs and manage the administrative works, so we lack human resource. At times, when we have to do outreach works, the works at the center gets delayed. And if we work just in the center, we are not able to reach out to those who cannot come personally to the center.
With limited space, there is limited recreational facility at the center. Apart from a few books to read, they have indoor games like chess. However, officials at the center says they have more space, especially after moving to a new location 3 months ago. Meanwhile, the Bhutan Narcotic Control Agency said they have 15 peer counselors in total. However, they have not been able to increase the figure as the counselors quit their job for other better opportunities and some relapse into abusing substances. For now, until the Bhutan Narcotic Control Agency comes up with a solution to retain the peer counselors, the drop-in center in Phinseling, amidst problems, will have to keep managing as it has been doing to this day. There are a total of 8 such centers across the country, looked after by the Bhutan Narcotic Control Agency and other non-governmental organizations. Compiled for Sonomongdi, Tiki Chorindoji, BBS News.
Samtsi is the only Dzongkhag which has promised to improve the quality of service delivery to the people while signing the compact with the Prime Minister Sring Topge, and this Dzongkhag describes as setting a new benchmark on social accountability tool. 20 Dzongkhag signed compact on achieving the targets set for the plant developmental activities.
After more than 2 months since the Samtsi Dzongkhag signed a series of agreements with the two Tungpas, Songrov and sector heads, bringing on board service sectors was a new benchmark in this whole exercise, putting people at the center of development with quicker service delivery as a main focus. The Dzongkhag said it would help them bring down the cost in achieving the planned developmental activities.
I thought probably the service sector, such as which I said, environment, planning, that for that matter legal, this sector also needs to really commit by, assigning their signature and owning up that yes, we will try to sign a compact so that we keep the track of our cross-cutting services. And at the end of 1 year, probably we can track back whether we have failed or not.
Although signing compacts with different sectors is not explicitly mentioned in the agreement, Karma Visit said bringing them all together on board might put everyone on alert, and public service delivery is the priority.
We have certain public service delivery protocol developed. For example, which I'm talking about, environment clearance. It was normally taking normally it was taking 2 weeks. Now, in order to improve service, we are agreeing to say we'll give it within one week or so. So this sort of target, this sort of time frame we have given, and that is clearly highlighted in the public service delivery protocols, which we have adopted.
He said if there wasn't such a thing, then people would tend to go easy with the compact signing. The Dzongkhag will also come out with service delivery standard document and customer feedback forms and open forums for queries, grievances and redressal. Compiled for Sonobunso, Kinzangishi, PBS News.
It doesn't matter when it comes to World Cup. Hundreds of football enthusiasts gathered at Chamlimithang Stadium to witness the live screening of the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup 2014.
It's 2 a.m. and I can hear people scream and cheering up for their teams. Behind me is the live telecast of the semi-finals of FIFA World Cup 2014 at Chamlimithang. When some are in deep sleep, the small space at the Chamlimithang in Thimphu comes alive. Football fans gather here to watch and cheer up for their favorite teams and players. And thanks goes to User Events and Coca-Cola who make this possible.
Pretty excited because Germany scored 5 goals. 5 goals.
Almost everyone knows the player's name participating in this FIFA World Cup, but they were not aware of their own local players.
Not much, but some, yes.
Meanwhile, the second semi-finals between Argentina and the Netherlands also saw hundreds of spectators. The football lovers thanked the organizers for initiating outdoor screening for the love of the game. Meanwhile, the organizers of the user event says that they are expecting thousands to be gathered here during the finals of 2014 FIFA World Cup. With cameraman Kile Yishingitup reporting from Chamlimithang for BBS News.
Well, that is all we have for you this week. Join us again next week for yet another edition of Bhutan This Week. Until then, I am Pemal Hadin saying goodbye.